The buzz, the art, the adrenaline. The reasons why 1 in 5 adults in Britain is inked and proud. This documentary series will feature first tattoos, cover-up tattoos,
My name is Becky Holt, I'm 26 years old.
making a career from your tattoos, and the reasons behind why we get them.
If someone asks me and says, why did you get that? I was like, sit down my friend and I will tell you.
In this first episode, I follow 20-year-old Tamsin Lake through the process of her first tattoo.
I'm Tamsin and I'm 20 and I'm a student and I also work in a nursing home. I've wanted a tattoo since I was about 13, but things have always got in the way of me getting my first one, so... I just think they're beautiful, like, they can have a lot of sentimental aspects to them and they are like a beautiful piece of artwork on your body. Why wouldn't you want that? A lot of persuasion from some of my friends. And just generally like I need, if I'm not going to do it now, I'll never do it, so I figured get it done now. I'm getting it done at Canuck Ink and it's going to be done by Adam, he specialises in black and white as well. So and that's what I'm having black and white. I'm getting a heartgram, which is this symbol here, and it's a symbol from the band called Him, and they're a very important band in my life, and that's pretty much what it is. It's like a pentagram and it's a heart in one, and I'm having Gothic filigree around the side. Yeah, there's a couple of reasons. The first one is the actual meaning of the symbol. Because it's a pentagram and a heart, they're two very different things combined into one. So it's like, you know, rock and roll's yin yang, so to speak, like love and hate, life and death, combined into one to make something very beautiful. And that's very much what my life is. I've had all of that in my life, so it means a lot to me. And the second meaning, something very more personal. As a lot of my friends know, I've had a lot of, my depression's come back quite badly. And a couple of months ago, I hit a rock bottom. And I remember this one day. I literally remember the day that it happened. I just finished work, and I remember I woke up crying that day. I said I just wanted to end it all, and I finished work, and sorry, and I went to the train station. I said I was just sick of it all. I wanted to end it, and in that state of mind I was in, I was going to do it. It was right there. I was at the train station. I was on platform 1. I was stood there and I was literally about to go. And I had my music in because the last thing I wanted to hear was music, was a melody. I didn't want to hear screams. I didn't want to hear the train. Sorry? I just wanted to hear a melody before I went. And I stood up and a song that came on was from a band called Him, and it's called Ode to Solitude. And there's a line in that song that says, "Here's to the pain, the light of the oncoming train." Weirdly enough, that was the line that I heard, and right before I was about to do it, I heard that, and it just changed everything. In that moment, I was like, my life is worth living, you know? And that line actually means, you know, life's full of challenges, you know? That if life didn't have challenges, it'd be boring, you know? Like, I'm quite lucky to have all the challenges that I have, so it makes me a stronger person. So if I hadn't have heard that line, I wouldn't be here talking. So it means a lot to me in that sense, and I think it'd be an insult to the band if I didn't have that tattooed onto me.
Okay.
Somewhat. I'm not nervous about the pain. The pain doesn't bother me all that much. I'm just kind of, it's more anticipation. I'm more excited for it than I am nervous, definitely. I'm having it on my left. Yep. Shut up. I'm having it on the left side of my ribs, and the reason for that is once again it goes back to the story. Because I thought if I was going to have it on my hand or anything like that, if, you know, God forbid I have something ever happen to me in terms of I had an accident, I had to have my hand amputated, it'd be gone, you know, the tattoo would be gone. Or if I have it there, then, you know, it'd be there till the day I die, and that's the way I want it, you know, so when I die, it's going to die with me. Yeah, Villa Valle, who's the singer from Him, he's got quite a few heart-of-ground related ones, and Bam Margera as well. But in terms of any females, I've not really seen any females with that kind of style. Oh no, probably end up having a few more. I want one on the back of my neck at some point to dedicate to my sister, but that I'm going to kind of work on that one a bit more. Probably go with colour at some point. Not with that one, and probably not with the one on the back of my neck, but I will probably come up with something. Yeah, no, I see a lot, like even at my work, you know, you're not allowed to have tattoos on show. And it's just mad because, you know, some of the residents there, they have tattoos, but if you work there, you know, you're not allowed tattoos. It makes no sense because, you know, your people will think, you know, you're a thug or that you spend your money on shit, basically. And it's just like, it's just complete bullshit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, I'd say some people do get tattoos for the wrong reasons, in the sense they're fucking hideous and they are cheap and they've done them themselves in the back of a van, you know. But some are like really beautiful and they're very artistic, and people just don't see that. Some people just don't understand. I don't, because in the industry that I want to be in, I want to be in the film industry. And I think if you have tattoos, the more different your personality is, the more you're going to be noticed. But if I was going to be in, say, law, I'd probably be completely shunned and I wouldn't get a job at all. But because I think the industry that I want to be in, I think it's okay. Well, my mum and dad have got quite a few anyway, so they were like, oh, you gotta make sure you won't regret it and all that crap. And I was like, Mother, I won't. My mum's a bit more iffy about it than my dad, because my mum's like, oh, what are you gonna think about it when you're 80? And I was like, to be honest, it'll remind me of the time that I, you know, my life was saved, so I don't really give a shit, to be honest, Mum. So, but my friends are all supportive of it, every single one of them. Worship Satan.
How did you find your first tattoo experience?
At first I was like really nervous. I was more nervous on the way there, because I had to get the bus there, and it was like, to be honest, I was a bit terrified. Then I got there, and Adam, he was like, Adam who did the tattoo, he was really, really cool, you know, calmed me down and whatnot. And when he started, I was absolutely fine. It was less painful than I thought it would be, so that's good. It made me want a bit more, so.
Okay. How long did it take?
I got there at 10 and I came out about 3, half 3, so about 4.5 something hours.
What was the most painful part of your tattoo?
To be honest, most of it was actually like bearable. I didn't, you know, it was absolutely fine for most of it. But at the end when he was doing the white, I did almost cry, I'm not gonna lie, that hurt so much. But I think that was because, you know, he was doing it on the colour, so it's like digging a needle into another scar and it hurt. But other than that, it was absolutely fine.
How long did it take to heal?
It took a few weeks because it is quite big, so I don't know, about 2-3 weeks, something like that. It healed quite well though.
How did you find the healing process?
At first it was painful because, you know, the fabric on my shirt and whatnot kept rubbing against it, and it was like, you know, I was walking like a bit of a knob for most of the time. And then it started to become itchy, and that was when it was, I think that was when it was most irritating. That was when I was like, ugh. But after that it was fine, it was peeling and whatnot, and then it was worth it. It was worth the pain, definitely.
What did you do while it was healing? Like, what aftercare measures did you take?
I put on Bepanthen. I think I said that right this time. Yes, I put on Bepanthen and I washed it twice a day, sometimes more if it was like irritating me a bit, with antibacterial soap. And I did that until it was completely healed, so I did take care of it very, very well, I think. I like to think so anyway.
Are you gonna have any more? Have you got any more planned, or just gonna see what happens?
Yeah, I've got a couple planned, but I want something. I've got some things on my legs that I want doing, such as Sherlock portraits, which is getting done in July at a convention, which will be very, very fun, and a couple of others, just like little ones.
What would you say to people that were considering getting their first one and were a bit nervous about it?
Someone's opening the window. I just say go for it, you know, because I wasted 5 years just saying I will get this tattoo at some point, and then it took like 2 people to convince me to actually message this person to actually get it done. So, you know, if you want it done, if you're sure you want it done, just literally just go for it, otherwise you're not going to get it done like I did.
No regrets?
No regrets at all, I love it.
Cool. So, I am back here with Tamsin, and it's 3 months since her last tattoo, and she's got something to show us.
I have another one!
Woo!
You see it? Yeah, it's pretty. Very, very pretty.
So, what made you want to get this one?
It was more on a whim, I guess. Like, I haven't been planning it or anything like that. One of my friends is a tattoo apprentice, and I saw one of her designs. It was like this, but it was bigger and it had beads on it, and I was like, that's insane. So I messaged her and I was like, you know, I want a feather done by you. And she was like, yeah, come by next week, I'll have a custom one done. So I was like, sure. So I didn't have to wait as long for this one as I did my first one, which is nice.
How long did this one take?
It was from 12 o'clock till about 2:30, 3, so it wasn't as long as my other one, but long enough. Long enough.
What was the pain like? Was it easier or more difficult, or what?
When she was doing the outline, which was the first bit she did, that hurt more than the first one I got. And the shading and the colour, I didn't even know she was doing it. I was like, what? I couldn't even feel it at all. The white didn't hurt, so that was a bit weird considering my first one. I was like almost crying with that. So it's a mixture really. Like, some bits that hurt on that one didn't hurt on this, but some bits that hurt on that one didn't hurt that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You've got colour in this one?
Yep.
It's not black and grey. What made you want to go for colour?
I think like the concept of the tattoo generally, I think it was going to be like black and grey. It'd look a bit boring, I think. Because it's colourful, I think it stands out more. I've got all the colours there is on there. I've got all different pinks, blues, greens, yellows, reds and oranges and everything on there, and it's like, you can't tell me off not having colour now. Put it that way.
Which one of yours do you like the best?
That's a hard one, because like my first one means a hell of a lot to me, like generally, and this is like my first colour one, so I like them both the same but in different aspects, I think.
Okay, so you've had 3 months in between tattoos. How long until the next one?
Well, the next one that's officially planned is the one in July. I'm going to a convention called Ink for Heroes in York, and the guy who did the one on my ribs is doing one on the back of my calf, and it's going to be a portrait of Sherlock Holmes. So, and at some point between now and then I want John Watson done as well. So I don't know when that's going to be done, so that's not planned yet, but the Sherlock one is definitely happening in July. Can't remember the date, 22nd, I think. I can't remember, but
that's good.
That one's planned.
Is there any more planned, or are we just gonna see what happens?
As I said, the John Watson is at some point going to be done. I've got 2 on my legs that I'm planning to do. I want a wolf and a fennec fox, if possible, because I love fennec foxes, they're adorable. And I want one dedicated to my sister, but that one's going to have to be planned out a bit more, because I want that one to be like super duper special. So that one's going to be thought out a lot more.
Are you going to stick with the same couple artists, or are you going to sort of like explore more artists for different specialities a little bit more, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'll explore more artists, I think. For black and grey, I think Adam, who did my ribs, is going to be, you know, my main man. And for my little ones, I think Charlie is going to be my main girl. And for when I get all, you know, my thighs and whatnot, I'm going to look into more artists and see what they have to offer and see what their custom work's like, because I'd prefer custom work than something you pick off a wall.
Yeah. So what would you say to people that are experiencing tattoos and tattoo culture? Have you ever had anybody like look at you a bit funny or mention anything about yours that is not like hurtful but negative?
Not really. I've had people, you know, say that they don't like tattoos and they just think they're horrible and whatnot. But when they've seen mine, they said, oh, that's actually nice, it suits you. So I've not had anything that negative yet, but I can almost guarantee that'll probably come in time. Bring it on. Honestly, that's all I can say.
So how long till you're completely covered?
My dad thinks I'm going to be covered within about 5 years. My dad's convinced I'm just kind of loads. So I was like, oh, Daddy, you never know.
Have your parents been good about it? Are they encouraging or?
My parents love them. Like my dad, because my dad was the one that was like, you're not going to go through with it because of the pain. And so because I've got that one done, now I've got that. And he didn't know I was getting this one done until I came home with it. And he was like, that's really nice. So no, they're both really, really supportive. My mum loves it, especially that one because it's all colourful. And my dad just loves the fact that he can show his workmates how like high my pain threshold is, and he's really proud of me about that. So it's really cool.
That's good. Is there anything else you want to add?
Just that if you're thinking about getting a tattoo, just go for it. Don't, you know, make sure you want it. If you do really, really do want it, just go for it. Don't like leave it for 5 years like I did. I'm Tamsin Lake, I'm 21 and I'm inked and proud.